I just found out something insane about this Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight. Now, if you remember, when it was first announced, it was supposed to be July 20th, right? Apparently, according to this poster. But they changed the date. The date was changed to November 15th. That was Friday. Now, according to mainstream news, over 60 million households watched this fight. Now, that was worldwide. But the crazy thing is that this fight wasn't always scheduled to be November 15th. It was changed. Well, do you know what else was announced on November 15th that I can guarantee you not even close to this many households even know about? On Friday, the same day as the fight, the Pentagon announced that they failed their 7th audit in a row, unable to fully account for $824 billion budget. Isn't it interesting that we have a credit score, right? And I know the Pentagon doesn't, it probably has a little bit to do with our credit, but some of the most bankrupted organizations are responsible for issuing us our credit score. So this is crazy, and it happened the same day of this massive fight. Can you say bread and circuses?
Nobody is talking about the fact that the Pentagon just failed their 7th in a row annual audit, having lost or unaccounted for $800 billion, which last year they lost over $1 trillion in accounting. So they're spending money that we have no idea where it goes, and yet I'm working 4 months out of the year for free, busting my ass doing tile work and running my business just to give that money to the government so they can send it to Ukraine, Lebanon, the rainforest, to send it to everybody in the world except for giving it back to our citizens and giving it to our people, our homeless. We got the borders open. What in the world is going on with our country right now, and why are we paying taxes? Why are we still paying taxes? Why don't we look at these people and say, you know what? Enough is enough. Kick rocks, shove it up your gone somewhere. I'm done with it. I'm so done with working so many months out of the year for completely free in a manual labor job, busting my tail to put back into the economy just so that they can give my money to everybody else, and it does not benefit me nor my family any. Our infrastructure is crumbling. Our borders wide open. We got MS-13 and Venezuelan gangs in Tennessee and North Carolina where I live. I'm tired of it, folks. What are we doing about it? What are we doing about it? Nobody's doing anything.
To be doing, there is a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse within a system.
Audits and waste, fraud, and abuse are not the same thing. So let's decompose these.
Please educate me on
sure.
What
so an audit is exactly what you just described,
yes.
Which is, do I know what was delivered to which place?
Right.
The ability to pass an audit, or the fact that the DoD has not passed an audit, is not suggestive of waste, fraud, and abuse. That is completely false, right there. So
what is
now it's a question of, it's suggestive that we don't have an accurate inventory that we can pull up of what we have where. That is not the same as saying we can't do that because waste, fraud, and abuse has occurred.
So in my world,
yeah,
that's waste.
How is that waste?
If I give you $1 billion and you can't tell me what happened to it, that to me is wasteful. That means you are not responsible. But if you can't tell me where it went, then what am I supposed to think? And when there has been reporting, this is not, look, I'm not saying this is on you and that you caused this, but I think it's a tough argument to
I'm pretty
make
sure
that
I didn't cause it.
an $850 billion budget to an organization that can't pass an audit and tell you where that money went. I think most people would consider that somewhere in the realm of waste, fraud, or abuse, because they would wonder why that money isn't well accounted for. And especially when they see food insecurity on military bases, and they see...
You want to talk about that? Because that's a good... We should be talking...
well,
I'm trying to understand where you're trying to go, other than the dollars, which really bother you.
I think it doesn't really bother me. I think it's all connected.
Okay.
I think
tell me that story. Tell me how you're thinking about that.
When I see a State Department get a certain amount of money and a military budget be 10 times that, and I see a struggle within government to get people more basic services, and then that department that got that, we got out of 20 years of war and the Pentagon got a $50 billion raise. that's shocking to me. Now, I may not understand exactly the ins and outs and the incredible magic of an audit, but I'm a human being who lives on the earth and can't figure out how $850 billion to a department means that the rank and file still have to be on food stamps. Like, to me, that's fucking corruption. I'm sorry. And if that blows your mind, and if you think like that's like a crazy agenda for me to have, I really think that that's institutional thinking, and that it's not looking at the day-to-day reality of the people that you call the greatest fighting force in the world. So I get back to this idea of like, I'm not looking to pick a fight with you, but I am surprised at that the reaction to these questions are, you don't know what an audit is, bucko. Like, that's just weird to me.
Okay.